What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, I am back, man. You guys already know what time it is with this cat. I don't talk about it, I stay about it. I stay pulling up day in, day out. You know what I mean? Because if you just do this, you're going to stay exactly where you're at. All talk and no walk. And I'm the opposite, baby. I be putting it in. That's why I have results, people. Well, anyways, people, once again, man, this is a fitness channel with a twist. And today's twist is we're going to talk about Big Boy from Strength Cartel. He's been getting a lot of heat from individuals because he lost a lot of weight, man. Hey, I tip my hat to Big Boy. He's looking proper. I understand how he did it because why? I practice that same lifestyle. He's just in a bigger level, you know what I mean? Because he's a power lifter, so obviously when he cuts down, he's going to look like bodybuilder status. Me, I'm just, happy with the bedroom physique, people. But anyways, people, with that being said, man, let me bring you to a quick remedy that you guys can start incorporating in your life to help you with them. It has a lot of good remedies to it. It's called ashwagandha. But before I go and do that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, put your notification bell and all, share this channel. Let's get it up to 10,000 subscribers. With 10,000 subscribers, we will start doing lives, people. You guys already know what time it is with my lives. Maybe everybody is welcome. And trust and believe that motherfucking YouTube yada will become activo. So hit that like and subscribe, share this channel. 10,000, we're going live, baby. So now let me bring you to ashwagandha, man. Got tongue tied there. Ashwagandha, it will help lower your cortisol, and it's actually an adaptation for anxiety and stress. It will help with better sleep, stress relief, mental clarity, and more. Ashwagandha is a potent adaptation that helps you adapt to stress, people. It's a cortisol modulator, so if your levels are too high or too low, it will help bring them back to normal levels. Now, here are some benefits of ashwagandha. Okay, it will help lower your cortisol naturally. It supports your sleep. It will improve exercise endurance. It's also good for an anti-inflammatory. And the one that will probably be your guys' most favorite, it will help boost your testosterone. And it also protects the brain against stress. It supports hormones, including the thyroid hormone. And one other great thing about it, it has anti-cancer properties. So that's the tip of the day, people. If you want to start, improving your overall health, start adding that ashwagandha to your daily life, just a couple times a week. It doesn't have to be daily. A couple times a week would be I would suggest a couple times a week. But at the end of the day, always check with your primary physician because I am not a doctor, okay? I just give you guys, I share knowledge with you that I've experienced with doing things for myself, and it's worked for me. So it may work for you, it may not. Like I said, check with your doctor. Well, anyways, people, with that being said, let's go straight to Mr. Strength Cartel, Big Boy. He's been getting a lot of heat. He's always in certain individuals' radar. It is what it is. But I understand what the homie does. The homie does it because it's his audience asks, for him to do stuff like that. And I mean, the biggest character out of the Cartel family is Cali Muscle, no doubt about it. That dude's a character, man. I remember when that fool first started. Bigger than a house, man. Squeezy. All juiced up on steroids. And I mean, his funniest things that I've ever seen him do is when he used to dress up like a little old man and go down to Venice Beach or wherever he went to, man, and pull up and fucking bust out that shirt. The look on people's faces, it was hilarious, priceless, you know what I mean? So it's entertainment, you know what I mean? And I understand why the homie comes at Strength Cartel the way he does. It's entertainment, you know what I mean? And his audiences, they like it, they enjoy it. I actually enjoy some of it too. Some I don't really watch because I have a better understanding of what this fitness world is. People that aren't really that committed to fitness, working out and stuff like that, they wouldn't really have that understanding, such as myself and Big Boy, you know what I mean? Why they do certain things, Yes, Strength Cartel, they act like fools, they get their clown on, they act like kids, That's their platform. It is what it is. But anyways, man, to Big Boy, there's been a lot of speculation on how he got to where he is. Now you got to keep in mind, man, this individual was like 300 plus pounds. He was a professional power lifter. Yeah, he had a lot of fat on him at one point of time, but there was also a lot of muscle underneath there. It was just hidden underneath those layers of fat. Okay, so this guy finally decided to take it up, to kick it up a notch, to take it to that next level and trim up. You know what I mean? Because with that weight that he was carrying around was very unhealthy. I don't care how strong you are. That's a lot of fat around the heart and liver and stuff in your organs. It does more damage than anything. Yeah, you may look like this very strong He-Man person, but it's really harmful to you. So you got to be careful with that, man. When you're doing certain things like that. Now, if you have a lot of lean muscle on you, which would be more beneficial to you, you're not indulging in synthetic growth hormones. You know what I mean? Because abusive fucking steroids and shit like that is very harmful to you. And the living example of that would be Kelly Muscle. That dude was bigger than a house, man. And I knew he was juiced up. I mean, there's some big brothers out there, but he was like beyond big. It's like, Jesus Christ, this motherfucker's like a fucking silverback gorilla, But yeah, the truth came out, kind of like the Liver King dude. That was naturally juiced up. I mean, it's obvious. It's a no-brainer. People that do this fitness lifestyle, such as myself, we're able to identify, I guess they call them natties now, the naturals. But anyways, Big Boy, I don't know if he ever played with juice. At the end of the day, to each his own. You know what I mean? It's really none of anybody's business. It's just like someone, it's like frowning on someone because they like to go have drinks on the weekend. Hey, that's your choice. That's your body. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you got to deal with the consequences that come with anything that you do to your body. So it's here nor there. But yeah, there's been speculation that he's been juicing this and that, or he's on this Ozempic. Ozempic is very harmful to the digestive system, people. I actually was speaking with a doctor. A matter of fact, it's one of my team members, his private doctor. I was on the phone with him, talking to him, and he was explaining to me what that Ozempic is and the harm that it does. Eventually it probably will be removed from the shelves. It is helping a lot of people lose weight, but it does mess up your digestive system. It will start turning it into concrete, from my understanding. So anyways, that is one of the accusations that's been made about Big Boy. But I had to view his video. And the video that Big Boy was displaying, his workout, his daily routine, that was actually one of the best ones I seen him doing right there. You know what I mean? Because it kind of reminded the way I used to do mine when I first started, when I would go to the gym. You know what I mean? Show little skits of me working out, my eating, come home, and my breakdown of the measurements of my foods, the carbs, fats, and protein. Big Boy, he's actually got it down to a science pretty good that works for him. I can't agree with how much protein he's putting in his body during one setting, because your body's only gonna absorb so much per setting. You know what I mean? From my understanding, the common amount would be anywhere from 25 to 35 grams of protein per setting. Somebody that is very competitive in weights and all that, maybe a little bit more, but I don't think 110 grams of protein is beneficial. But at the end of the day, you just never know. Big Boy's a big dude, man. And the diet that he displayed right there, his egg whites with spinach and and chicken breast, you definitely will shred up with that type of diet. Okay, but it's very important to know exactly your macro numbers. Everything plays a role, people, so don't just try to follow his footsteps, because if you try to do what Big Boy does, the average cat, you're going to gain a lot of weight with that. That's a lot of protein, a lot. 110 grams, that comes out just in itself right there. That's 440 calories right there just in protein. And then the the um the spinach that he's eating, he didn't include that. Those are carbs right there, trace carbs. So those are extra calories too. So you're looking at close to close to 500 calories per meal. Probably maybe even a little bit less than that. Maybe like 460. Let's just keep it right there within ballpark range. But now you got to keep in mind, Big Boy be putting in that work. So if you're a cat that's just a big dude trying to lose weight and you try to run in his program, you're going to get fat. You're going to stay fat. So it's very important to understand how people come up with their macronutrients. And that's what I do as a full-time online fitness coach. I dig into your lifestyle, your history, how you get down throughout your day, your work environment, your private life, not your private life, but you know, how you participate. You might be a very active grandparent, father, brother, you know, that participates in after work sports and stuff. So all of this plays a role in building your macronutrients, in coming up with your ratio, your numbers, you know what I mean? So if you want to get started with this, you know, I've mastered this. When it comes to macros, I have mastered this. I will hit the nail on the head in the first time. You sign up with me, I will build you the bulletproof blueprint that will be guaranteed to work. All you would have to do is just follow it. Now, anyways, I did ramble on a little bit about that. As far as Big Boy dropping all that weight, it is very possible. If he's sticking to the diet the way he is, you know what I mean? Because I remember my food, my feeding times are 5 times a day. 3:30, 7:30, 11:30, 3:30, and 7:30 at night. I eat 5 times a day. A lot of people believe, oh yeah, you're going to create insulin spikes and insulin resistance. No, there's factors to that as well. Yes, every time you eat, you create insulin spikes, but depending what you eat, the quality of what you're eating plays an important role as well. So anyways, people, with that being said, this is going to be a short video. I just wanted to touch on Mr. Big Boy from Strength Cartel. I tip my hat to you, my boy. Next time when I see you at the Fit Expo again, you're going to see me and you're going to say, damn, OG put a little size on him, huh? Because I'm reversing, I'm bulking up a little bit. I'm not going to get as big as you, my boy. That's way too big for me. But you know, $190 the most. Right now I'm at a $180. I fluctuate from 180 to 183. You know, at the end of tonight, I'll be a $183. Well, anyways, people, with that being said, if you want to get started in your fitness journey, shoot me a DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. Baby, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Don't fucking talk about it. Be about it.